The Israeli government is giving weapons to a group of criminals and felons identified with the Islamic State at the direction of the Prime Minister, Lieberman said. To my knowledge, this did not go through approval by the cabinet. Lieberman compared the arming of the criminal gang to Netanyahu's previous strategy of propping up Hamas as a counter to the Palestinian Authority. As I'm sure you probably had heard at one point or another, there are several clans, gangs that were operating inside of Gaza on behalf of Israel. Now, these clans and gangs, there's several of them. Dagmush clan, Yasser Abu Shabab, there's two other main ones. They were operating across Gaza, and basically what they were doing was hijacking aid trucks, food aid trucks, using it as blackmail essentially on the population of Gaza. They were assassinating popular Gazan journalists on behalf of Israel. They were creating division, chaos, and disunity in Gaza throughout the duration of the ceasefire and committing terrorist attacks in the process. The Gray Zone actually documented one of the main individuals in particular, whose name was Yasser Abu Shabab. I repeat, was Yasser Abu Shabab. It's titled Israel Arming ISIS-affiliated gang in southern Gaza. Israeli opposition leader and former defense minister Avigdor Lieberman said on Thursday that Prime Minister Netanyahu was arming a gang in southern Gaza that's affiliated with ISIS, a charge that has been confirmed by Israeli officials. The Israeli government is giving weapons to a group of criminals and felons identified with the Islamic State at the direction of the Prime Minister, Lieberman said. To my knowledge, this did not go through approval by the cabinet. Lieberman compared the arming of the criminal gang to Netanyahu's previous strategy of propping up Hamas as a counter to the Palestinian Authority. So this is what Israel's been doing, and these gangs are very well protected. This is Yasser Abu Shabab. These gangs are very well protected because they're armed by Israel. I don't know if they, went to the extent of carrying around Uzis, but they're armed by Israel. Israel controls about 58% of Gaza right now, so initially, per the ceasefire, they were supposed to control 53%. They extended their control to 58%, and they still have 40 military bases, IDF military bases, past that yellow demarcation line, which indicates that 58% coverage of Gazan territory that still is in their control. Abu Shabab's gang has been operating in Israeli-controlled areas of southern Gaza and has been involved in looting aid shipments. Last year, an internal UN memo identified Abu Shabab's gang as the main and most influential stakeholder behind the systematic and massive looting of aid trucks. Haaretz also reported last year that the Israeli military was allowing armed gangs to loot aid convoys and extort protection fees from drivers. Okay? And they even admitted that. So this is what's been going on in Gaza, and it's been happening at the hands of the Israeli government, shipping rifles to this criminal ISIS gang, and they've been just terrorizing the Gazan people. Well, we had a story that came out late yesterday, which purported to, tell us all that Yasser Abu Shabab, the leader, the commander of this ISIS gang in Gaza, was actually unalived. Okay, so this guy was cooperating with Israel. Total Israel pawn. There was several claims as to exactly what happened. This is, we don't have the exact facts, but this is what's been reported. So I cannot confirm this. There's been no official confirmation. To my knowledge, no one's taking credit for this, but this is what has been reported. That Palestinian resistance fighters entered behind the Israeli-controlled yellow demarcation line. They unalived him and successfully withdrew. Again, no confirmation of that. I don't know. Ynet, Israeli media, reported that Yasser Abu Shabab was not killed by bullets, but he was beaten to death. Again, that's Israeli media. After the unaliving of Abu Shabab, the deterrent force affiliated with the resistance security in Gaza said, as we told you, Israel will not protect you. Some Gazan civilians, there was a bunch of Israelis and Zionists very upset with this, that people were celebrating, in effect, that this took place. But the Palestinian resistance security, which I guess is being dubbed as the deterrent force, who was responsible for this, said, "We announced the opening of the door of repentance for agents of the militias supported by the occupation for a period of 10 days. Agents affiliated with the militias supported by the occupation must surrender themselves to the resistance security." So they're basically going out now and saying, look, if you were a part of this guy's gang, if you were fighting for Yasser al-Shabab, you're being paid. We are going to grant you effective clemency for the next 10 days. Come in, turn yourself in. Okay. I guess we'll see what comes of that. But very interesting. It just goes to show that Israel's plans in Gaza are not going as they hoped. Trying to divide the Gazan people is not working. Even when they try to provide security, they try to provide areas of operation, Israeli control for these clans. It is failing. Okay, the people of Gaza see right through it. No one is supporting these clans, these gangs. The overwhelming majority of the people all across the world see the crimes of these gangs. And now, looks as though these gangs are not going to be in operation and able to carry out these crimes against the Gazan people on behalf of Israel for all that much longer. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.